everybody. It's the Festool Fanatic again today. Now, as you can see, I wore my fat suit. It's come up real good. Bit tighter at the back than I normally wear, but it's still there. I've got many Festool sanders, as you all probably saw from a photograph I showed ages ago. And if I did a video on all of them together, it's going to take forever. So I thought I'd do them as sort of separate little bits at a time, just a bit of a sort of a magazine sort of thing on sanders. First of all, okay, I'm going to show you the Rotex 90, which is 90 millimeters diameter. Great little sander. It can be a beast if it wants to be, but it's great for doing those small jobs and all that. It's quiet as you listen. So quiet. It's now 7 o'clock in the morning. My neighbours wouldn't even know I'm even doing this. One thing first of all with this, when you use a Festool sander, is you need to turn your vac right down, because it's got such good suction. It pulls the grain up. And it dances all around the place. So turn your vac down, and that's a better way. Plus it's quieter. That's even nicer. But this is a great little unit. You can hang on to it here like this, sand away, like so. Easy as peasy. Beautifully balanced. It's got a couple of settings. It's got the Rotex setting, it's got the orbital setting, and it's also got the little delta foot for doing the corners, which is very clever, had in out of the one sander. Look, it's really light, it's, you can balance it on one finger. It's a very gentle sander to use. It's very, very versatile as well. At the moment I'm sanding off my tabletop, which I've got all the epoxy on. It's doing a great job. I'm going through all the range of all the papers. I've got a sustainer full of all the papers over here, so you can sort of see there's a range of all the papers, all beautifully set up. My workshop's in a mess at the moment, but with me, with these videos, you get warts and all. I'm not going to get dressed up, and I'm not going to be fancy. This is a workshop. You want to see a workshop? Workshop's got stuff, and there's stuff everywhere in here. In fact, there's not much room for me in here actually at times. Okay, so a couple of really good things about this sander is, right, you can take off this by turning it around to the knob round to where the Delta sander is. You can unlock it and pull that off. Now the good thing about this sander is it's got, you can squish this particular one, because you can get around corners and things like that. Here's another one. This is hard as. This is for like doing, if you want to do polishing or you want to keep a dead flat surface. This one is a hard one. This one here is their medium one, and this is the one that it actually comes with. But I tend to like the softer one when I'm doing sort of corners and radiuses and that. Also too, you can get, I'll put in the standard one now, just pop it in, you sit it up here like that, click it in, click, it's done, click it back to normal mode, which is say I use the Rotex mode preferably. You put this on over the holes, and this is really soft. As you can see here, this is really, really soft. This is really good for doing contours, this one. Of course, you can put on the pads that Dave likes, which is, I think they're called the Vile pads or something. They're pretty vile, but they're like a scrubbing pad, and they're really good. You can put on polishing pads, so you want to polish your car. In fact, even polishing furniture. Fabulous for polishing furniture using the Festool polishers, because they've got a great range of polishes. They're really good. The other good thing is you've got this great little edge clip, which just clips on here. There's a little gap that it slips into, there, and pops into here, and oops, there we go. Now, when you bash up to things, when you're sanding right up to the edge without this rubbing against what you're sanding. So that's a great little added thing if you're doing sanding, especially on the inside of a cupboard or something like that. To change it over to the Delta sander, you just click it over to the Delta sander motor, click it on here, get the Delta sander, pop that on there, job's done. Leave it on that, Well, the sand is fantastic. But the beautiful thing about this tool is it's light, you can hold it over your head and sand. It's not noisy. It is so quiet, this tool. It's so quiet. If I showed you a Makita, well, I think it's a Makita sander that I might have. I don't know whether I threw it away or not. I'll go and get it now, and I'll give you the difference of hearing what the difference between another sander is. 1 second. Look, here's a little Makita orbital sander, okay? I bought this ages ago, don't know why I did, because I thought I wanted a nice little palm sander, but I was so disappointed in this because I'll plug it in and I'll let you guys be the judge of it. I don't even plug it in. Okay. Jeez. Knocked over my can of Tretex. By the way, this is a product I use called Tretex. I've just put a clear coat on, my first coat on my table over here. Great product, but I'll go into that later on another day. I just knocked the can over, that's all. But you can see, look, sure this Makita will sand. It's an orbital sander, of course it's going to sand, but geez, it's noisy, you know, it's really noisy. And this is what I like about this. It's very versatile, it's very quiet. I just love it, you know, it's so easy to use. I'm sanding this back, it's beautiful, it's gentle, it gets the job done. So for my money, I reckon this is great, especially if you've got something like just small things, you know, window frames, small bits of furniture, something you want to just, you know, instead of like hand sanding, this is kind of a great way of doing it. But it's got the you know, the aggressive mode, it's got the orbital mode, and it's got the Delta sander all in one. So hey, I reckon it's great. If you want to go and buy one, go buy one. I did, and I'm happy. Okay, next I'll bring you the big kahuna of this one, which is the Rotex 150. You're probably all familiar with that one. I'll show that. Then after that, I'll show you the big kahuna, which is the RAS 180. I know we're talking all these sort of terms, but this baby, man, that makes the Rotex 150 look like a puppy. And you know, when you're working with these hard Australian timbers, you know, most of the time, even the top quality sanders are tending to sort of almost polish the wood rather than anything. But once you get into this RAS 180, man, this thing just shaves the wood off beautifully. And you know what? It's big. It's gentle. Again, it's like a gentle giant. It's so easy. It's so well balanced. It's so easy to use. But when I got it, I thought, wow, look at the size of this mother. And but I'm really happy with it. I love it. But that's for the next video. And so, oh well, I'm not really crash hot at all these videos, but I'll give it a go. Bit of a layman sort of way of doing it. So I'll see you next time, and I'll do the Rotex 150. See ya.